please drop a comment and tell me what you think. So today we're going to try something a little bit different, a little new. We're going to try some different strategies. So as I've said before, I don't have these videos drawn out. There's no order to my chaos. No organization, I should say, when it comes to these videos. I just ponder on some of the crazy shit I went through and go with it. So today we're just going to go with it. I'm just going to try to wing it. I've dealt with enough different kind of topics and scenarios where I can put some of this into categories. For instance, today let's discuss the crazies, some of the craziest people that I've ever met. And if we have time, I'd like to try to work in being sedated, hogtied, and bounded. Seen it all, been through it all, seen the worst of the worst. I've been from rehabs to the state mental hospital, institutions, jails, probation, style boot camp. I've been to an array of different shit where people with problems go. So I've seen a lot of this, right? I've seen a lot of crazies of the crazies. Started at a young age, started at 15. At 15, like I've mentioned before, went off to rehab because I attempted suicide. And when I got to the first place, the very first place I got to, there were people bound up, and there were people in wheelchairs, and they were going around in their wheelchairs, and they were like strapped in like gurneys, restraint. They're like kind of looks like a black belt for a karate guy, right? That's what they remind me of. They're like black sleeves that they would use to tie people up. And so a lot of these people are in wheelchairs, and they can't get up. They can't get out of it. Someone's got to let them out and up and out to go to the bathroom, to sleep, to whatever. There's people there that are literally that crazy that you can't let them get close enough to anybody where they'll just reach out and bite you. And so, like I said, this isn't just a one-time deal for me. I dealt with this kind of shit from 15 to recent, till last time I went to jail. Every time I've gone to jail, any institution, any rehab, anything, whatever, you're going to have people that are going to have to be restrained. And I've seen it every single time with every single place that I've ever been to. Have I seen one different kind of contraption, makeshift system to subdue somebody? I've seen it all. I've seen all that they got to offer. So, like I said, this started at a very young age for me. It started at 15. When I was 15, I went into the hospital, which was the same hospital my son was born in. Some 15 years later-ish. So it was Cobb General, which is in Smyrna, Georgia, and it's a regular hospital. But they have, I think it was the 5th floor, but they have this one, the crazy floor, right? And so, like I said, the entire floor is for crazies, mental cases, whatever. Like when you get off the elevator, you don't get to get back on the elevator by yourself unless you're, a doctor, or a orderly, or a visitor. So you're stuck on this floor, right? And it's just like a normal floor, like you can envision in a hospital. Just imagine a regular floor on a hospital. But instead of there being nurses and people that are injured, it's orderlies and crazy fucking people, okay? Crazy from a scale of 1 to 10, 0 through 10. I'm not even going to say 1 or 10. How about all 10? Every single number of the entire list of every kind of crazy you can pick. We're talking sex addicts, drug addicts, daddy issue addicts, mommy, daddy, not enough attention. They have addicts and people that have mental problems for every caliber and every facet of life there is, okay? I've seen and done it, okay? I've been in enough funny farm situations. I've seen most of the crazy of the craziest. And how other people have described as well that have been in my shoes, the craziest, the crazy, they seem normal and they don't know they're crazy. Crazy people, you'll see a lot of people, trying to act crazy, playing a crazy card in jail. Oh, I'm crazy, I'm this and that. But they're not, 9 times out of 10, they're not locked up when someone bigger or badder than them exposes them. So, like I said, I've been dealing with mental stability, instability from the age of 8 years old, actually the 2nd grade, up until now. I've dealt with all walks of life through mental institutions, jails, rehabs, construction work. I've seen and done it just about all. And this first place that I went to, like I said, it was just your average, just a regular hospital. Except, have you ever seen the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? If you haven't seen it, see it. If you have seen it, now you see what I'm saying. Just your average hospital, but people are walking around like zombies. People are walking around in pajamas. Grown men are wearing kind of bed shoes that a 10-year-old kid would be wearing. You'll see grown men wearing this kind of shit, right? You'll see grown men and they got the mind of a child. Some of the most bizarre shit that I ever seen was in these places, these institutions. These are more of a riot, and I have more craziness stories that come out of those than jail by far, somehow, some way. The rehabs and crazy places I went to, those places were off the chain. It was a story every day, a story every hour, every minute that goes by. It's always something in these kind of places. Dudes are showing their ass, girls are making obscenities in public. In our area, it's bizarre and wild beyond your wildest dreams. Imagine some of these movies you've seen, where a bunch of crazies are in one room. Imagine them being from the age of 15 all the way up to 50, 60. I mean, there was no age discrimination at all. It was wild. Even after that, most of the places that I had gone to were usually split apart by age, gender, charges, labels. A lot of these places, they just put them all in together, but there are some places where it's separated. It's few and far between, but it happens. So anyways, I'm in this place, and I'm in there for a week. They're doing their evaluation, and it's your run-of-the-mill funny farm. I'm seeing it all, and all walks of life. And the girl that told my school and parents, who exposed the thing to where it was known. I told this girl, she got worried and told her school told my school, called my parents, called yada yada yada. Next thing I know, I'm going away to rehab for 8 months at 15. So the girl that had called comes to see me with my parents on like my 3rd day, right? I'm in this place, and she comes in with my parents, and she can't keep a straight face. She's crying. She can't stop crying. and now she's making me want to cry. Now I'm hurt and I'm bent out of shape. Keep in mind, I'm 15 years old. I've not been away from home yet, except for summer camp. So we had a little meeting, a little hi, how you doing? She came with my parents to visit. She wanted to see me, and she cracked up and was crying. And she was trying to hold her. I remember her trying to keep her composure, keep herself together. She was doing her best, but she couldn't do it. She couldn't stop crying. She had to continually cover her face and try and make herself smile, but she was crying the whole time. So it made it uncomfortable. So it was a short visit. So I kissed and hugged my parents, etc., and they go on. And so this is really just a holdover. This is just a layover station till I get to where I'm really going. So now, do I know yet? But now I'm on my way to a regular rehab. And I get to this place, and mind, I'm 15 now. And I get to this place, Bronner, and I've told a little bit about it. This place was your typical funny farm, rehab. What's the word I'm looking for? Like how could I describe this? Like your rejects, your school's rejects. This is what we are. We're the Breakfast Club. We're the school's rejects, right? Of all walk, of every shape and size, okay? So, mental craziness and all that, it picks no favorites. It picks no favorites. So all the people in there were every shape, facet, and size of crazy. Crazy comes in small, medium, or large. Crazy comes in black, orange, yellow, white, and pink. Crazy comes in smelly, beautiful, disgusting, horrific, gorgeous, vile, volatile, and everything in between. Good, bad, evil, angelic, perfect, crazy. I've seen it all in a matter of 6 months. I went through how many different people. I'm trying to think of like how many different crazy people that I actually meet and interact with and try to understand them. Hundreds, probably thousands by the time I was in my 40s, probably thousands. I dealt with 1,000 different kind of crazies in every one of these different we had crazies that were sad. We had this gorgeous girl that was a sex addict crazy. I think she had daddy issues. She was, getting around, and she was a real pretty girl. And she winds up dating my friend who I meet in there, who happened to be the largest acid distributor at the high school I was going to. That's how I met him. So there was all kind of out of this world shit come from the stay at Bronner, right? And I've discussed it in other videos, but I don't think people quite get a grasp because you had to see all my videos to understand each and every little facet. But let me get to the gist of it. One of the guys that was in there was a guy named Billy. Billy partied with REM. He was from Athens. Claimed he was good friends with Billy. Billy was 17 when I was 15. When I get out of rehab years later or so, I'm buying groceries at Kroger, see him. He happens to have a house next door from where I'm working Kroger by my house. I start going to his house after work, partying with him. He's a few years older. He's getting me weed and drugs and booze, and me and my friend Donovan are partying with him all the time. Well, he had 2 roommates now. One night I get a phone call. One afternoon, it was very rare that we ever watched dinner could we have the TV on while we ate dinner, right? So it was very rare, but this one day we were watching TV while eating dinner, and I see Billy and his two roommates streaking the Braves game, running down the fucking aisles butt naked onto the field, having police and all the guys at the Braves Stadium chasing them around the field, chased them up and down the aisles. It was all that. Billy and his two roommates did that and were on TV. My friend Donovan Bickford knew them and called me up right then and there, which, for one, wasn't allowed phone calls during dinner at 5 o'clock. For two, we never watched TV. We did both that day. Actually seen the fucker streak in a Braves game, okay? Butt naked on TV. You see him run up and down